Hello guys, welcome to CloudRaga. So in previous video we talked about some more annotations from JPA, Persistence API. Okay, so today we will see how to customize the table, customization of the table. Typo. Okay, so how to do that? Let's go back for Eclipse, closing all the files. Let's create one more annotation. One more entity class. So let's create a let's say a student class, student. Okay. And let's add certain fields. So first thing is you need to have primary key. Without it you cannot work. So that is for primary key. Then I can have private let's say int roll number, and I want name and age, two more fields. So string name and int age. Okay, so we have four fields here. Let's generate setters getters for that. So right click, source, and select getter setter. I want all, like for all fields I want setter getters, so select all and generate. So Eclipse will generate setter getters. Next thing is make this class as an entity, and we know this how to do that at entity. That's the minimal annotation you have to use. And next, make sure you are marking your primary key by using @id annotation from persistence. So you guys can see we are importing both annotations from Java Extras Persistence API or library. Okay, this is done. Next, once you are done with the class, make sure you are registering inside configuration file. So as of now, we don't know another way. So let's stick to this. Every time we create any entity, we will register it. So just give the correct path student and cross check by holding control button and hover the mouse. It becomes hyperlink, and when you click it takes you there. So that means the path is correct. Okay, so creation of entity class is done, mapping is also done. Let's create its tester. So let's do this. Right click, new class, student tester. So you already know how to what kind of code I have to write. So let's take the skeleton from previous example, so you don't have to write or repeat these things again. These are the minimal code you need to have. So I just copied that. This is done. Then bottom code till here. You have to start and close the connections, and this is done. Let's remove the comments. We already know now what they do. So I can remove, and remove as well. Okay, so we have our skeleton ready. Next is what? We have to create object of student, so we can persist it. So student equals new student, then student dot set id, let's say 1, set name, and it's going to be, let's say, Ram. Let's set its roll number, let's say 101. Last thing, the set age, and it's going to be, let's say, 14. Okay, and once we're done with the entity, make sure you are saving it by using session reference. Session is the backbone for this whole thing, guys. So make sure you are using session carefully. Okay, it's done. Let's try to use it. So right click, run as application. So let's check the console. It says create table, great, and then insert into. So we have a table created, and then student record is also inserted. So if I go back right now, it has just one table. Let's refresh it. So right click on the table and refresh all. Yep, student is here. Then right click and say select rows. One row is inserted. So how to customize? Because by default it takes your class name and field name as a table name and the column name. So how to override with this feature? By saying at table annotation, and here you can use name equals to, let's make it student underscore tb. That's my table name. And for other columns, to change the column names, you have to use column and use the same annotation, name equals, let's say, stu id. It's not required to write or overwrite it. I just want to show you that these are the also annotations. So let's do this for our fields. So stu id, stu roll number, then stu name and stu age. So what we just did, we have given our customized name. So earlier it was by default it was picking, let me pick this here. So by default it picks these names. Let me pick this on paint. This is a default one. Now we will do what? We will remove this table. Okay, let's take the table structure as well. This is done. Now going to remove the student table and we will run this code one more time. So drop now, done. Close this as well. Close all actually. Okay, so student table is removed. Let's run this code one more time with our change details. This is the change details. So from tester, from student tester, right click, run as application, and check out. This time the table name is different. Student TB, student age, name, things are inserted. So if we go back to database, okay, let's refresh. Okay, you can see the table name is changed, and if I check the table columns, they become student ID, student age, student name, and student role. So the impact is right here in front of us. So that's how you guys can, customize the table as per your need. And sometimes we need to customize. We cannot just go with the flow with the default features. Sometimes we need to provide customization. So that's how you can do that. So earlier the table class was like this, and with certificate is this is the after result, and how it was earlier without this. So here we saw two more annotations. Table annotation to override the table name or customize the table name, and then add column for customizing the columns. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. Let's meet in next video and we'll see some more annotation of Hibernate. Till then, just practice, and if you have a question or doubt, make sure you are putting that in comment section. Bye bye guys.